Hello, class. Welcome to week 4. I am so excited for your great business ideas. I'm just wanting to send this quick video. We haven't had a lot of content necessarily to cover. This week, though, we are talking about the elements of an opportunity, and I think it's really important that I am clear about my expectations for this assignment. We don't have a lot to do this week, but we are starting to hone in on our ideas. I'm in the process of reading your, I think it's the section is called Share Your Best Ideas. So I'm in the process of reading that, and I'm really excited about the opportunities to expand on those particular ideas. So this week we will do a voice thread where you're talking about your one favorite idea. I actually might put that in week 5. But this week, what we're doing is just a couple of reading assignments and video assignments as normal. Do make sure that you review the lecture presentation on the elements of an opportunity, because it is essential that you understand the opportunity analysis in order to do the Module 4 journal. Let me just share my screen for a second. Okay, so you should see my screen here. So this Module 4 journal is an important piece, and I want to make sure that you understand it. So be sure to review this lecture presentation, of course, take the quiz, but it is important that you complete this journal and that you do it accurately. What I'm looking for is at least 3 examples of business ideas that are based on opportunity. So what you're going to do is what I'm calling an observation exercise. So you're going to sit in a location. It doesn't matter what that location is. It could be here in the office. It could be outside at a soccer game. It could be at your workplace. And the purpose of this assignment is to really recognize what might be an opportunity. So opportunity is all around us. And the thing about opportunity is that we typically can generate some business ideas based on this opportunity. So here's just an example. Let's go to this one. I was sitting at my desk and I realized that I needed a healthy snack while I was grading papers. My solution to this problem would be a healthy snack vending machine right down the hall. When we're talking about the elements of opportunity, there's 4 criteria. Is it timely? Is it durable? Is it attractive? And does it add value? And so what I want you to do in this journal exercise is tell me how it's timely, how it's durable, how it's attractive, and how it adds value. Because we can see opportunity everywhere, but we want to make sure that the opportunity meets these 4 criteria. So this idea is timely because 1 in 5 Americans are gluten-free, according to NPR in 2013. It's durable because we can replicate it and it would be profitable across multiple colleges, maybe not just here at U of L. It's attractive for the convenience and the natural alternative, and it adds value because it's affordable and it's a quick offering as a healthy snack for somebody who's gluten-free. So that's what I'm looking for. I think I ask says 3 to 5. If you can do 3 in this journal entry, that would be very great. I would really appreciate that. And it really helps me to help you understand how ideas really not only go from being good ideas to great ideas, but how those ideas then can be marketable. In many of the cases of some of the ideas that you've presented, I might have said, maybe you said you wanted to do a sports podcast. And I said, that sounds great. Is there a market for it, right? Is there somebody who's actually going to listen to it and is going to purchase it? So we really have to think through the idea from the beginning when it's just something that we know we are good at or we are capable of, to the end where we know that we're going to be able to genuinely be able to create some revenue around it, and or if it's a nonprofit, we're going to be able to help people. Okay, the second portion of this week, besides these general assignments, is this self-assessment assignment. I'm also going to bring this up so you can see it. Oops. Let me share my screen. Now, this is going to feel like a very large assignment when you first open it because it's 6 pages. The purpose of this assignment, again, this is all about idea generation. We're still in this idea generation phase. So what we're doing is we're evaluating the things that we're familiar with and how those things that we're familiar with can really translate into ideas for businesses for us. So I don't expect you to answer every single question. However, I do expect you to come up with kind of a 3-page summary where you're addressing, is there a family business that already exists? So for example, if your family is already in real estate, it might make sense for you to go into flipping or house staging because your family already has a real estate business. So sort of looking at what already exists within your family and how can you maximize or capitalize on that. Who exists in your network? Now, many of us, our networks are sport related, so a lot of our ideas are going to come from sport. I don't have an expectation that this has to be a sport business. Yes, that'd be great, but I know that ideas are endless and it doesn't have to be a sport specific business idea for it to be successful. So let's say your network is your football team and your football coaches and all of the coaches that you've had throughout your career. As a student athlete, it might make a lot of sense for you to consider opening a football practice facility where you're training middle school and high school athletes on how to do strength and conditioning specifically for football. That makes sense to me, and it makes sense because it aligns with the network and the resources that you already have. So that's what you would discuss here. Same thing with community. Maybe you're involved with church. Maybe you're involved with certified, I don't know, trainers association. Maybe I work with a consulting company. Maybe I work with different fraternities or sororities. What exists outside in your world that might translate into a business? Hobbies. This is a common one because many of us have a lot of different hobbies that aren't specifically sport. Now, if you tell me my hobby is playing basketball and I want to open a basketball gym, I'm going to be like, okay, that's great. Is there anything else that we can think of that might be a little bit more interesting or exciting? I don't want to discourage you from opening a basketball gym, but if that's your idea that you come up with and you settle on, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions about where's it going to be, why is it going to be there, why does that particular space make sense, how much is it going to cost, what's the overhead, is there assistance and help? So there's a lot of questions that I'm going to ask as it relates to how this business makes sense for you and or your area, your location. Common hobby right now is gaming and or gambling, either one of those two things. So maybe you're going to look at developing a new gaming app because you have a friend who is a coder and you have this really great idea about a new game. Or maybe you're really good at gambling and you've recognized sort of this algorithm that is going to help novice people become better at fantasy football. I don't know. But I think that these these types of areas are really important for us to consider as we're thinking about our ideas. One of my hobbies is home improvement. So maybe I'm going to open a business. I have a friend who has a bunch of land in Nashville, and I'm going to do a glamping business, right? Where it's buy a couple campers, make them glam them all up, get them all renovated, and rent out on Airbnb my campers in their location. So thinking about how those hobbies really translate into a business idea. Not as concerned about this. However, a lot of you will come up with ideas based on your past work experience or your past work history. I have a background in rehabilitation, auto injury rehab. and massage therapy. So it would make sense if I decided I was going to perhaps leave here and start my own business, that maybe I would start a business doing auto injury rehab, working with chiropractors, and doing stretch and strength conditioning and toning. It would just make sense because of my past work experience. Or I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher here at the University of Louisville for 10 years. If I was thinking about a new business idea, maybe it would be training and consulting other people who are new to the teaching profession and how I could help them understand today's student population. So that's what that part's for. And then, of course, just your general interests are also really essential for thinking about as it relates to where your business ideas are coming from. There was several of you who had some neat ones. I heard food truck. I saw a couple different wellness apps, some virtual reality stuff. I think there's a lot of opportunity. Then, because this particular section this week is about opportunity identification, what I want you to do is you select one. I think it says 3 here. This says choose 3, but what I really want you to do is select one that does align with the durable, timely, attractive, and add value. And then talk to me about how that makes sense for you to create this as a business. I'm going to go back through this and pare down this second section because this second section is really extensive. And what I'm looking for is just you recognizing that this particular business is important and there is opportunity. This is important also to think about, which is thinking about is what's the risk? What are some things I need to be thinking about as it relates to the risk tolerance? And then this gap chart, what skills do you currently have? What is the business opportunity? And then what do you need to fill? So really what we're looking at here is what skill sets you have, what business ideas you have, and then where is the perceived gap. So for example, if I was going to say, I have training and teaching skills, my business opportunity is consulting new teachers on how to work with today's student population. The gap might be that I need to get some type of education and training specific to Gen Z or Gen Next, because I have the skill set. I just am missing a little piece of that skill set. So that's the purpose of this particular assignment. I'll go back through it to make sure that it isn't too confusing because it does seem long, but I want to make sure that you're aware of my expectations of that assignment. In addition to that, the only other thing that's in here is a quiz. So it should be a fairly easy week. As we're transitioning from this week into next week, we're going to really start focusing in on one idea. So I will add a voice thread, and I'll probably just put it in this week, and you can do it this week or next, where I want you to really talk to me about your best idea and why it's your best idea. So spend, 2 or 3 minutes telling me, here's my business idea. This is what I think, what it is, and here's why I think it's successful and how it's going to offer a value proposition and a competitive advantage in the marketplace. We've briefly talked about industry and how our business fits and or fills in a specific industry, but making sure that you're recognizing where does my business fit, and then how does my business really add value to a customer? Does it give them something they don't already have? Or if they already have it, does it give them something better? Does it give them something newer, quicker, faster, stronger, whatever it is? So I think these are essential pieces. If you have any questions as we're transitioning from sort of this idea generation phase into the development of what is next, which is a feasibility study. So we're going to select an idea. Ideally, I'd like it if you were working together in teams. What I'll do is you'll go through and kind of look at everybody else's ideas and see if there's somebody that you'd like to work with, because there's a lot of students in this class. So if we can get into sort of some idea teams and or business teams, that would be great. And then we'll start working on the feasibility, like what is the reality and the realistic, like is this business idea realistic? Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to hearing all your great business ideas and chatting with you soon.